All right, so in this section, I'm going to show you how to properly configure your account. Most likely, you'll get your account with, all the settings set to, basic level, and there's some configurations that I like you to be able to do before you start sending. The first thing you do is come here to configuration. Here you'll want to put your open and close time. This will actually protect your account from texting in before or outside of these hours. Also, you got weekday settings. If you don't, so a lot of people don't want to text on Saturdays and Sundays, but they fire off a campaign on Friday and then they forget to cancel it before they, hit the bar or whatever, and then next thing you know, their texts are going out, Saturday morning and stuff like that. So you want to be able to set that so it protects you. Pacific time, what time zone you are. This is important so that when you do schedule a campaign, it knows, what your time zone is and doesn't delay it by any means. If you'd like to receive inbound calls on the numbers you are texting from, then you would need to put in a number here, even if it's just 188-888-888-8. This enables the ability to have an inbound call come in on your numbers that you're texting from people. There's a call router that I'll show you in another segment on how you can actually be more specific with where the numbers route, but that's what this is. You would just put in the number that you want to have the phone number routed to if they were to call back the message that texts them. And it's important that you follow the format. If you put in dashes and stuff, it won't work. If you'd like to receive inbound text messages, you want to click here. This will actually add a tab after you see we save. You'll see a tab that is called Messenger, where you'll be able to have inbound messages come back to you and you'll be able to text back and forth with the people that you're texting. The system has these default tokens here. They're already set up, ready to go. These are for mail merging in attributes from your list. The only thing that needs to be mail merged on every list is the phone number. That's just telling the system, hey, here's where you send the text. But down here, you can add just the word, no percent signs are needed, of any other field that you might want to make, model, interest rate, anything that you could think of, loan amount. You just add one per line, and then that will give you a place to mail merge your data into. Blacklist API key, if you're not a Blacklist Alliance client, you should check them out at the blacklist.click. They are a TCPA litigator and plaintiff scrubbing service. They have a full turnkey API with us. You just place your API key in here and you're protected so that you'll never hit any litigators, plaintiffs, complainers, ambulance chasers, all that stuff. Pardon the French on some of these words here, but this is the stop word list. So if anyone texts any of these things back, it's automatically removing them from your list, and you'll get everything. You'll get stuff like, stop with quotations, piss off, anything. So whatever it is that you want added, and as you look in your messenger, you'll start to learn about more, and you can add those to this list. This will make sure that if they text back with this word or this phrase, that they're automatically removed. Phone number rate limit setting, I highly recommend the low and slow is the way to go. I would recommend anywhere from 100 to 200 messages per phone number per 24-hour period. You have the ability to go as 250 max, but by doing that, you're really pushing it. Phone numbers are so cheap and they're only charged once a month that I recommend, maximum for me is 200. But if you really want to play it safe, I go down to 100, or anywhere close to that. So for some reason, it's not letting me go to 100. It's like going to the gas station. You just want that gas to land at $70, but it doesn't ever do that. So anyways, you get the drift, just somewhere close. User area code mapping, I highly this is a really cool feature, but I don't recommend using it unless you have tons of phone numbers. What this does is says, hey, if I'm texting someone from an 805 or someone at an 805 area code, and then I want to text them from one of my 805 phone numbers. But if you load your lists into the system and you're front loading a bunch of 805s and you don't have that many of them of the 805 numbers to text from, this could front load a bunch of text on the 805 numbers and potentially get them blocked. So I'd say this is an advanced feature. I would first start just getting your feet wet and sending text normal. And then, down the line, if you, want to automate some of your messaging, this is a cool feature. Auto renew phone numbers. This will auto renew your phone numbers that you have so that you don't get them released. If you do not have this checked, they could potentially be released, and if you have traffic going out on those numbers or potentially some calls coming in on those numbers, it could kind of ruin your campaign. So this is important. Unicode code characters. This is if you're doing emojis and stuff like that. Again, this is barely anyone uses this. It's not something that I would recommend you start with. And then international. Again, this is another more advanced feature. With international, it gets really tricky with all the number codes and stuff. So if you're going to send international, we recommend you have an account just for international. Because it can get really tough if you're sending to multiple countries on one account, just as far as data uploading goes and stuff like that. Once you do that, you save your configuration. Now you'll notice that there's a little messaging tab here that I was mentioning to you with access to a messenger, and that was just based on us selecting yes, we do want inbound text messages. And that's it for the account configuration portion of this. When you get your new account, this is what you'll go in and set all these settings so that they're all ready for you to go. All right, thank you.